All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right, all right. Even though they are still lying, still lying, but it's the continuation of it that's irritating, I would say. That's the more irritating part, I would say, about all of this is just the continuation of just constant lying. I was just like, do they ever stop lying? Do they ever stop not trying to do things in a sneaky manner? Like, how is it that Republicans just can't manage to actually just be honest on what they're trying to do? Why is that? Why is it that it always has to be some underlying factor or something that is not represented? Like, you got you got all this stuff in all these bills, right? You got all this stuff. Why isn't that all these bills just can't be the thing? Because the thing is right now you still made changes. So if you're supposedly doing this clean resolution or this clean bill, why is it that the Senate then had to change it? Because that's the interesting part. Because the thing is just like the House passed a bill that it was just supposedly just a funding bill, right, to continue passing stuff. But then you have the next bill that the Senate has change a couple of things. And I kept on hearing about people talking about the them banning marijuana. I was looking for that. I couldn't really find that. So some people just don't know how to read, and I think that's on both sides. That's on both sides that some people just don't know how to read on the left, and some people don't know how to read on the right. A lot of people on the right just don't want to read, which is a big difference. But there's a lot of stuff in this bill that a lot of people were talking about that I was just like it's hard to find. But the thing is one thing that people don't associate with it is the fact that a lot of these implications and these changes it affects people in ways that most people don't say. Good morning, political. A lot of these references and a lot of these things, they don't say what exactly is going on, but they make these little slight changes basically to include, uninclude, remove, stuff like that. When if it's supposed to be a continuation bill, it's just supposed to be to continue the budget. It's not supposed to be any changes. It's not supposed to be any word changes, any definition changes, any kind of thing. The whole point of that continuation resolution is to make sure that the bill is being passed so that the budget is there and the money that was already appropriated gets used in the proper way. Now, when that doesn't happen and you have appropriations and you have all this stuff that ends up being changed, it's kind of interesting. Because the interesting part is just like the biggest thing that I've seen people is the hemp part. That's the biggest problem that most people have. I've noticed with this thing. Nobody else is paying them against shit, but all the gardeners are like highly upset at the fact that they might change the definition of it. What people don't understand is that the problem with these appropriation bills and these continuation bills that the Republicans tend to push out is that they leave them vague for a reason. And that's what most people don't understand when it comes to these policies that are being pushed out right now. They leave it very vague. They leave it in a way so that the wording can then be manipulated afterwards. So basically, it gives you that opening to allow you to make a change that may not be favorable for the people you want it to be favorable for. Or it can be um, reducing the fact of whatever's there, and that's one of the main issues I think that most people don't understand when it comes to these bills. That's one of the reasons the Democrats had such a big problem with signing off on these bills, because the thing is you can be very specific in a policy stating that, hey, we have this budget, you have a budget, you will only use this amount of money, which is the money that has been allocated to you to use. Now, if I say you will use this money, but I don't say what was allocated or what the case is, that gives a lot of fluctuation as to how much money can be used and how much money can be changed. So the same way as you have some of these parts in here where you read the bill and the bill concludes that you will have the budget that you have for 2025. And it states that you will have the budget that you still have for 2025, and it will go until that is basically used up. With other parts in the bill, there's languages where it doesn't say that. So in some places it says that it's just like, oh, they're going to get extra money. But if the money wasn't already allocated there, you're basically adding to the deficit by adding something that isn't there. So MAGA is okay with adding these bits and pieces to a bill that doesn't really have anything to do with what we're trying to take care of. So basically the vagueness of these bills is what makes it questionable. That's what makes it difficult to understand how MAGA goes through these things, because the thing is most of these people have not paid attention to policy. When it comes to policy, if you're making a law, what's up, Villa? If you're making a law, you want to make sure that that law is like described perfectly so that you know what the instances are, because then it leaves it up for interpretation. And the problem we have now is that a lot of these things are being left to interpretation. A lot of these bills are being produced and they're not being produced in a manner where it's just like a dedicated thing. Why we don't have specific bills for specific things, I find it interesting that every single time these representatives or stuff, they want to add shit in there, but they don't want to make it a separate bill. Is it because they know that bill wouldn't pass on its own, or wouldn't get the same traction as it would, or people just wouldn't follow through with it? So a lot of the times when these policies are made in these bills, there's little instances of little things here and there that get added that most people don't understand, or most people just look over. And it's a crazy part when it comes to that, because Republicans love doing this. Democrats do it too. Don't get me wrong. Democrats do it too. But at the same time, Democrats were fighting for a reason to get a continuation bill. Tell me what MAGA isn't lying about. You've been winning this whole time. What have you been winning? What have you been winning besides the border? Because that's the first answer y'all always give. You've been winning with the border. What else have you been winning? MAGA's been lying about winning this whole fucking time. But MAGA, you know what? What have you won from Donald Trump's first administration? Let's start off with that. What did you win from MAGA as a MAGA from the first administration? I'm just saying everything that's possible, because you not MAGA. Let me guess, you were independent or you didn't vote. The classic go-to. It's just like they don't know where the funding is coming from because they haven't actually done a proper budget. They've been spending this whole time not doing an actual budget. I was just like, what did I win under Biden? Under Biden, I got the PACT Act for veterans that took care of veterans. What did you get from Donald Trump? What did veterans get from Donald Trump during the first administration? And then you always have these dumbasses that always want to say, oh, the Democrats this, but then it was actually a statistic that was written up and produced by the Department of Justice showing that literally Republicans are the ones that cause most of the extremist violence. And that was just in a perfectly example, detailed report that the Department of Justice decided to take away. It was just like, it's funny because the thing is everybody wants to blame Biden and everybody wants to blame Obama, but tell me what exactly Donald Trump did in his first administration. Can you tell me what Donald Trump did for you in his first administration? What up, Vegas? What did Donald Trump, because the thing is Donald Trump, this is his second time around. But the thing is y'all always want to talk about Biden because y'all can't talk about anything that Donald Trump did the first time around. So please tell me how you've been winning since the first Trump administration. Joe Biden gave you the CHIPS Act, the Infrastructure Act, the PACT Act. What did Donald Trump give you? It's funny that you want to call all those infrastructure acts, the CHIPS Act, and all that failure, but then it's Donald Trump trying to take credit for all of it. Isn't that funny? That everything that Donald Trump is trying to take credit for was done by a Democratic president. So literally everything you want to say that has been a failure, Donald Trump is just basically renaming it and putting it as his. So exactly what MAGA? Because the thing is MAGA has a hard time. It was just like, it's crazy because I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me what was the best thing that happened during the first administration. It's interesting because the thing is nobody can tell me what Donald Trump did in his first administration. So he was just as good as Kamala. Because if you can't tell me what he did in his first administration and you couldn't find anything for Kamala to do, it's crazy that somehow she wasn't as good as he was. Isn't that an interesting concept that you can't tell me what Donald Trump did as president for 4 years, but then you can tell me that Kamala Harris didn't do anything for her 4 years and she was the vice president, but you can't tell me what Donald Trump did. I'm still waiting because the thing is MAGA is in here and I've already seen all the stupid ass people in here. Oh, just like I've seen all y'all lying asses already come in. But all of a sudden, y'all can't think of anything? Y'all can't think of anything that Trump did to just shut me up? Nothing. He didn't do the HBCU grants. The HBCU grants were granted by the Black Caucus of Congress. They were the ones that made it and pushed the bill through to make sure that funding continued. Because you know why? Donald Trump was going to let it expire. So he didn't do that. He didn't do that. So what else? What else? Because that's the only thing you have. You want to talk about the HBCUs, but then you don't even know that it wasn't him that wanted to do it. The same way with the stimulus checks. Donald Trump wasn't trying to give those to you. That was the Democrats that made sure to pass that through for you to get a stimulus check. So what else exactly? You need to learn how to say her name right. You need to learn to shut the fuck up. How about that? You understood that one, right? You understood the wording on that one? That was a good, you understood that one clearly, didn't you? You didn't? Oh, okay. Okay. That's crazy. See, it wasn't the Black House. Look it up. You can look it up too. And you will understand that it was them that pushed the legislation forward to make sure that it was passed. Because Donald Trump was going to let it expire because it was going to expire through their thing. Yeah, you can look it up. And it's going to say Donald Trump because Donald Trump signed it. He didn't create it. He was going to let it expire. He was going to let it expire. He didn't push the legislation. Neither did the Republicans. So please tell me how he came up with it. Let me guess. He had a concept of the plan too? Still had a concept? Still, Obama, it's funny because y'all want to say Obama didn't do anything, but Obama created all these programs that Donald Trump just renamed and made them his. The same thing with Donald Trump now. Look at the CHIPS Act. He wants to take credit for all these investments of all these countries coming in. That was all done by the CHIPS Act and Infrastructure Act because they said they were going to come in when Biden got that deal done. And now Donald Trump is talking about we got all these factories coming in. That was already done by Joe Biden. You know all the train tracks and all the stuff that they're doing to fix infrastructure. Who created that? Oh yeah, that's right, Joe Biden. But now Donald Trump is trying to take advantage and say he created it. The same thing with veterans. That's the biggest one. That was the one thing I always thought Donald Trump actually did for veterans. So I laid off him a bit. But then I found out that the Mission Act that he signed into law was literally the fucking Choice Act that Obama signed and created for veterans to be able to go to outside VA resources and hospitals. And what did Donald Trump do? He just changed the name and put it as the Mission Act. So please, I'm still waiting on something that Donald Trump did for 4 years. I'm still waiting. Still waiting. What did he do? What did he do? If you're going to say the border and you don't live in Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, or California, or Montana, Minnesota, Wyoming, Oregon, you ain't got much to say, do you? You ain't got much to say, huh? How come, you live in Texas, right? How come you ain't concerned with the fucking Canadian border? Let's talk about the border. Let's talk about the northern border. Let's talk about Canada. Let's talk about Canada, why don't we? Where's the wall up there? Where's the wall? Oh, you want to talk about the border, right? But you only want to talk about the southern border because it's with brown people there, right? But then there's a northern border. How come we ain't doing nothing about the Canadians? Because remember how they were saying that so much fentanyl was coming in through the Canadian border? How come we don't got a wall up there? No? Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. So is it that you dislike the people coming in from Mexico, or you don't care about the people coming in from the north? Because that's the border too. So you got the northern border, but y'all don't talk about the northern border. Why is that? Let's talk about the northern border. Let's talk about the northern border. Then you got the people like this. It was like, yeah, because we're concerned with the fish too, right? It was like, it's funny. It's funny that MAGA will always say, I live at the border and stuff like that. How come you never have videos showing this shit? How come you have Border Patrol and you've had the National Guard, you've had all these people, but you can't show me the videos of the droves of people coming in? Because you've had security there the whole fucking time. How is it that you had security, the National Guard, and all these people there, and you haven't been able to highlight any of those people coming in? Mind you, exactly. The funny part about the border is that how were these people undocumented, but you counted them? I'm not sure I understand. How do you count people that aren't documented? If you got something to say, you can request up so I can hear you, stupidity, and everybody else can hear it. If you want to talk. I don't pay attention to dumbasses in the chat. Because please tell me, how do you have a number for undocumented people that were undocumented? How do you get that number? Damn, that's crazy. You counted how many? Because remember, every single month, somehow, y'all have raised the number of illegals that have come into the country, but they're undocumented. So how did you keep getting that number? Is it the same as your labor numbers? Is it the same way? Is it those same numbers? Oh, and here's somebody that wants to make fun of how I say month, but not realizing that I'm speaking this way, because that's what happens when you speak to MAGA. Since most of y'all don't have no teeth and y'all got that lisp, I have to make sure y'all understand me, because otherwise, if I say the words correctly, y'all act ignorant and stupid and don't know how to read and don't have any comprehension skills. But please tell me, stick to the point. So I'm pandering to stupidity because the only way stupid people understand is if you talk stupid. If you talk intelligently to them, they don't know what the fuck you talking about, or they act ignorant, or they crash the fuck out. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? But the thing is it's funny because the thing is that's why when you ask, because I was about to say axe, because you know that's how y'all talk. I was gonna say when you ask them to answer a specific question, they always run from it, but they can't join up or request up to talk about it. If you have so many undocumented immigrants, how do you know they're here? How many came across again? How many? Hold on, Magga, because y'all know everything, right? Y'all know everything. How many people? Look, bro. If you don't get laid, look at this. If you don't get laid, that's a personal issue, bro. That's not on me. That's on you not getting anything. If you don't know what that is, that seems like a personal issue. That doesn't seem like it's an issue for me to answer. If you don't know what that is, that's the crazy part. That's where it's just like, damn, you got to keep asking that. Why is it that? Why is it that? Why is it that MAGA and Republicans are the always ones asking that question? It was just like, it's crazy because the thing is y'all get so upset at the fact that y'all don't know anything. Y'all get so upset at the fact that you don't know what you're talking about. You get so upset at the fact that you continue with the stupidity. Because your stupidity doesn't get any better. You just continue to keep on here, and it's just like, damn. It was just like, y'all just continue to be ignorant just because I guess y'all can be. And it was just like, but y'all can't talk about it because it's like when you always ask MAGA to be like, hey MAGA, why don't you request up and talk about how you know what you're saying? Or actually have the knowledge to contradict anything I'm saying. But then MAGA is always the quick ones to be like, oh, I'm at work. Oh, I can't talk loud right now. Oh, I ain't got shit to say. Oh, I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm gonna be a keyboard warrior. The multi-guest is up, so if you can't request, learn how to use a phone, because clearly y'all never been able to, because y'all always don't know how to use. Y'all take away the part of smartphone while using your phone, because you don't know shit about anything. Please tell me how you know how many undocumented people came in if they aren't documented. But he's still here. How you got a smartphone that got Google, You even got Siri, and you can't ask it the simple questions to answer this stupidity. Why is that? Like I said, how do you know how many undocumented came in if they weren't documented? Because basically what you're telling me is that you documented all these people. So you knew all these people came in. So they weren't undocumented, because that means they went through the system and they were identified and notated. So you can't tell me a person is undocumented if they're counted. Because the thing is that if they cross the border illegally and they're undocumented, that means that you didn't have any documentation on them, meaning that they didn't take any ITM numbers. Because MAGA always lying, Emma. It was like, I'm tired of these people lying. They're always full of shit. Lying all the time about everything. I still haven't had anybody tell me what Donald Trump did in his first administration. You know what that is? Y'all have a full fucking what? It's been 8 years. We going on 9 years, and you still can't tell me what Donald Trump did in the first administration. How is it that you are jock riding this dude so fucking heavily, but you can't tell me what Donald Trump did in his first administration? Yet y'all supposedly been winning. What the fuck have y'all been winning? Because please tell me, what have y'all won? Because the first thing y'all want to say is the border. Mind you, if you lost your job to a person from the border, you were fucking stupid. You're the person that should be deported. Because you lost the job to somebody that wasn't even from here. Didn't even speak the language. You know what the fuck that is? You lost your job to somebody that wasn't even from here. You the fucking dumb fuck. So stop lying about them doing that. Look. He is. There we go. I knew it was going to come out. When you start telling them how stupid and inadequate and the inability to compete, all of a sudden it's just like, oh shit.
It's racist. He's being racist. Oh my god. The snowflakes. The snowflakes. The snowflakes is coming.
You feel that? It's cold outside. Is it snowing? Damn, I haven't seen the amount of bitch-made people here. That's crazy. It's just like, I ain't talking, it's just facts. These people don't know what they talking about. They lying the whole fucking time. If the biggest win that you got was the border, and you still getting paid the same, you still haven't gotten a better job, your groceries is still the same, you a dumb fuck. That's crazy. Here's that. Look at this one. If you weren't ignorant, TT, you would go and check my Linktree and see that I have a actual YouTube page that's dedicated to just helping veterans the whole fucking time. I do free workshops where veterans go in and all they got to do is ask questions. And I give them the answers and I lead them to the answers. I help them with their disability claims. I help them with their dependents. I help them with their benefits, their education benefits, their employment benefits. That's what I actually do. On the side, though, I have to call out you dumb lying fucks, because most of the time y'all just want to be ignorant. Y'all just want the attention because nobody gives. Donald Trump don't even give you the attention. You know what that is? Donald Trump don't even pay attention to you. Donald Trump, the winning president, don't give a fuck about you. I was like, that's what I do. I help veterans. I'm a veteran. All that information that they don't get, I try to make sure they do get. And that's why I do workshops. Look around and ask a veteran how many veterans ain't out here being charged to do their disability claims. I'm doing this for free. I could be making money off of these people, but that's not the right thing to do. I serve this country. They serve this country. What has MAGA done for any fucking veteran? Matter of fact, what has Donald Trump done for any veteran? Look at this. This one. You gotta love these. What the fuck is a beta veteran? Let me guess, you must be part of MAGA, the most patriotic of all, right? But we're too bitch to serve? That's crazy. That's crazy. How you so patriotic that you were too scared to join the military? Oh, that's right. You were gonna punch a drill sergeant in the face, right? That's what you was gonna. That's what you was gonna. Okay. Oh, let's talk about this, right? MAGA. Am I lying at the fact that you were told you were gonna get a $5,000 dose check? Where's my $5,000, MAGA? It's funny because MAGA never heard that shit. But when Elon Musk, that they were crying, oh my God, they're burning the trucks. They lit 3 trucks on fire. I'm not gonna get my dose check now. Y'all heard about that shit real fucking fast. Y'all heard about it real fast. Now, y'all heard about getting $2,000 for your health insurance. Hey, oh, even better. Even better. Even better. I got all you dumb fucks in here, right? MAGA, if you can't just put an M in the chat so I can identify every single one of you that's in here. Can you just put an M in here so I can identify every single one of you in here? Just an M so that I know it's you and you MAGA. If you MAGA, just identify with an M. Just make sure to put an M so that I can identify that you are MAGA. Because all of a sudden, I see so many people talking shit, but I only see one person with an M. I see 2 people with an M. Oh. Wow. And then you got another one that don't know the alphabet. So I got, out of all the shit talking, of all the MAGA we have here, only 3 of y'all got the balls to put y'all got an M? Only 3 of y'all. Only 3 of y'all got a... Oh, that's 4. We y'all growing in numbers. Oh, we have a contestant.
How we doing?
How we doing, Chair? I got a question for you, Chair. You heard about these $2,000 you supposedly gonna get, right?
Okay.
You heard about that, right?
Sure.
Okay. Can you tell me what insurance you have costs $2,000 a year?
I'm not sure. I'm on Medicare, so.
Oh, you on Medicare? No, you not about to be on Medicare. So you're not about to be on Medicare because they're about to take it away because you probably ain't working then, right?
Oh, I'm working.
Oh, so you working and on Medicare?
Oh yeah, full time.
Oh, so literally now you're gonna pay more for your shit because they're gonna take away the Medicare.
What's that?
Don't act like you don't understand what I
No,
said. So you're gonna pay more. You're gonna pay more
echoing.
for insurance. You're gonna pay
You're
more for
echoing real
insurance
bad.
now. Yeah. It's funny how all of a sudden he heard the first part, but then when I started asking the questions, he can't hear me.
No, I can hear you. It's just really echoey.
What
know
I
if it's your
said,
headset.
I hear it perfectly fine, and nobody else hears the echo but you. I was
I
like,
know.
so
I'm pretty sure anybody that joined this would hear the echo. Anybody that's talking to you.
I don't know what to tell
would hear
you.
the echo. Go ahead.
Yeah, so okay, like I said, so you are Medicare and you supposedly getting $2,000, so you don't even pay for your health insurance,
Correct.
and you're MAGA, right?
Sure.
I don't want to hear this. Oh, sure, because then you're gonna come out and say you were
Well, I voted for
independent, right?
Trump.
Okay, so
I'm
then
for
you're
Trump's administration.
So you're
So
MAGA.
sure. Where'd you go, buddy? Looks like somebody had an emergency. Oh, Billy. Where'd you go, Billy? Yeah, I'm a welfare queen. I'm a queen. I'm a welfare queen.
Hold on, I'm back. My bad. Shit went out real quick.
Hey, buddy.
All right. I was just like, let me see. What did I miss? What did I miss? I was just yeah. So that's what I was asking, right? I was asking. So you're MAGA. You're on Medicare. So you don't have a problem with Medicare being removed?
Well, I mean, if it's removed, it's removed. I'm just taking advantage of it while it's there.
But then how are you going to afford health care?
I'll figure something out. I'm a hardworking American. I'll make it happen.
You're a hardworking American that's on welfare.
Well, I'm on Medicaid, sure. I'm taking advantage of my state. Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is that you're the reason that there's fraud going on and not undocumented.
No, it's not fraud. It's the loopholes.
You just
like
you
when you guys
just said you just
Just like
said you
when
were
you said
taking
Donald
advantage
Trump
of the
committed
system in
fraud
your
for doing
state.
taxes.
You were taking
And
advantage of your state. So basically you are committing fraud because you don't need to be on Medicare and you can be paying your own health care,
Oh no,
but you're still
no,
using it.
no. No, I can't pay for it right now. I said I'd figure it out. I qualify. It's legal.
So it's legal. So it would be MAGA that's basically using the system and then saying that it is. Look, MAGA, you have one of your own that supposedly is using the system, even though they're not needed to use it.
Oh, I'm needed.
You just said you don't need it. You just said you're taking advantage
No,
of
I
the
said I'd
system.
figure it out. Because I'm a man. And that's what men do. They figure shit out.
They figure shit out. So you start using resources that you don't really need because
I do
you're
need
not
them.
man enough to keep working and
I do need
paying
them.
for yourself. No, because
I
you
have
just
6
said you
kids.
qualified for it. So you got
I
6 kids.
qualify.
So that's my fault because you got 6 kids. Why aren't you working harder?
I am working harder. 90 hours a week.
90's out. Come on, bro. You just gonna keep on lying the whole time to try to sound like you know what you're talking about?
Did I say 90 hours a week? I apologize. 90 hours every 2 weeks. Yeah, I work a little overtime.
Bro, bring somebody else up here. I'm not wasting my time with this fucking dumbass. Just like MAGA. Look. See how y'all still lying? Look how y'all continue to lie. How you working 90 hours a week and you saying you on Medicare? That means what, you getting paid 3 cents an hour? What the fuck? Like, y'all not even good at lying to try to make shit happen, bro. It was just like, I ain't gonna debate some stupid ass shit. You gonna say you got 6 kids, talk about you work 90, you would say, first you said 90 hours a week, and now it's 90 hours every 2 weeks. But then you got 6 kids. So literally your Medicaid and your Medicare is helping for your kids to be taken care of. But then at the fact you are okay with this being taken away from you, which then means you wouldn't be able to afford to take care of your 6 kids. And this is what you voted for. Bro, you talking complete nonsense, bro. Look, I'll invite you back up. I'll invite you back up because I want to. Let's keep on hearing the nonsense. Let's keep on hearing the nonsense. I invited you back up. Let's keep hearing the nonsense.
Not nonsense.
So it is nonsense because the thing is you voted for Donald Trump, which is basically going to take away from being able to take care of your 6 kids.
I'll tell you what. I would bet you anything that my Medicaid isn't going to be taken away. Y'all are just nuts.
So when the big beautiful bill was signed and $200 billion was taken away from it, that was a lie?
No, it is from illegal immigrants and people
Illegal
who don't fucking
immigrants can't
qualify.
receive that.
They do.
How?
My best friend's a legal immigrant. His mother's on, and she's illegal.
He,
So
does she have an
checkmate.
ITN number?
I have no idea. All I know is she's illegal.
Okay,
She
so then
hides.
so then you don't even know what an illegal is, because you just saying,
Someone
oh,
who's not
she's
here
illegal
legally.
because he's illegal. Oh, so how do you know that she didn't come here legally and has
Because
an
she
ITN
told
number?
me.
Oh, now
She
she
told
told
me.
you. I thought you
She's
said that you
illegal.
had a friend that the mom was illegal, but you didn't know.
She
How is it that your
told
life
me.
just keeps getting worse and worse?
The mother told me she's illegal. I helped them hide. I'm their friend.
Oh, so you helped them hide. So you helped them hide, and then you helped them give them benefits.
friend,
so,
yeah, my
so
friend.
you are committing fraud.
If helping my friend hide is fraud, then that's the way it is.
So you voted for this to help your friend hide?
Sure. I voted to get rid of the bad ones. Good
But
ones
then-
are okay.
Damn, Judas timing, bro. Like, are you serious right now? So you got
Yeah,
6
I'm
kids. You work 90
I-
hours
I-
every
I
2
can be
weeks.
MAGA.
You are
I can be MAGA
Medicare.
and support
You
my
voted
friends.
for all this, and you still want to say that you support Donald Trump.
Fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah, we not gonna continue this. I'm sorry, we just not gonna continue this. It's a waste of fucking time. Look at the fucking title, y'all. Look at the fucking title. Just look at the title. It was just like they will lie just to handle the truth. What is there to handle? So you legally are hiding immigrants that you voted to get rid of. But then you're not speaking out against what it is. You're okay with it and you still support it. All right, Mega. Let's find another MAGA idiot to come up here, because he sounds more like a Democrat to me. Jose Gonzalez, get your immigrant ass up here, because I know you an immigrant. I know you are a minority Trumper. Get your ass up on here. Get your ass up here. I know you a minority fucking immigrant, and I know you a minority Trumper. Get your ass up in here, so I can hear the truth from a minority Trumper, because the minority Trumpers are the best ones. Remember, you're the second one on the idiot list. I was like, you ain't trying to help me. I was just like, works 90 hours a week on welfare, getting paid $20 an hour. You wouldn't qualify, you lying ass motherfucker, even if you had 6 kids. And this is the reason why people shouldn't be having 6 fucking kids when they just found out that they can use it. Shut the fuck up, man. That's why it's so tiring to deal with y'all, man. Y'all always full of shit. Y'all can't have an actual conversation because y'all always full of shit. Out of every instance that I fucking said, you had every single instance checked off. Yet MAGA still can't tell me. What Donald Trump did for him. We still here, y'all. We still waiting. We still waiting. We are still waiting to find out where MAGA is winning. Where is MAGA winning? What are y'all winning? Who's winning? What are y'all winning at? Like, can y'all please explain this? Just give me something. Give me something to go off of. Give me something that I could be like, you know what? You right. Just something. What has Donald Trump done since you've been winning so much? Where's the winning? You haven't been able to tell me where all the winning you've done is. The borders are secure. You still got people crossing. So the borders ain't secure. You gonna believe the nonsense? Oh, nobody's coming across. Come on now. That's the same way he fired the person that said that people were losing jobs. It's the same one. The same person that had to lie about the numbers to make it sound like he was actually doing a good job. Remember all that tariff money? Where'd it go? Remember, we're raking in trillions. Oh, I forgot. You know what, MAGA? Oh, this breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. Donald Trump says that dumb fuck MAGA aren't talented enough to work the jobs here. That was Donald Trump that said that. I ain't say that shit. Donald Trump said. Donald Trump just said that y'all ain't talented enough to get the jobs here. You know how crazy that is? How you so dependent on getting rid of people, but then you want to bring them back in because your own people can't do the jobs. So in other words, Donald Trump just called you stupid or not intelligent enough to fucking factor the fact that you can't get these jobs, even though DEI was the problem. So let me get this straight. Right? So the big problem y'all had with DEI was that people of color and people from outside the country were taking your jobs. Yet Donald Trump is telling you that you can't do these jobs and he needs to bring people from other countries. So was it really DEI? Was it really DEI? Because I'm awfully confused. Because how is it that it was DEI that upset you so much, and that's why you couldn't get a job? But then the president is saying, "What's up, Tish?" It was just like, and then the president is now saying that he needs to bring people from outside in. Wouldn't that be DEI? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Is anybody understanding that? Because it seems to be floating past MAGA's head like crazy. Because MAGA doesn't seem to see it. But your president just had a problem with DEI and needs to get rid of DEI everywhere. But he's talking about bringing talented people from other countries in because we don't have the talent here. But those are the people that you said were DEI because they were supposedly weren't qualified, but they were qualified to do the jobs. You just didn't like them because they were a person of color. But now you want to bring in people of color to do the jobs that they know you can't do. I'm confused. I think I just confused myself. I think I might have just confused myself. I'm confused myself now. Because the big issue that everybody had was DEI. Because, diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility was because, brown people, black people, people of color, minorities were getting the jobs. Because that's who was getting the jobs now. Because they were more educated. They were more... I'm just... It's interesting to me because the thing is you were more educated, right? Black women are the most educated demographic in the country. Yet somehow they were the problem because it was DEI. But yet you want to bring in people from other countries. This is a confusing fucking thought right here. It's just like everything that this administration says they have a problem with, they end up in like imposing down the road. Imagine that you were attacking, imagine this. Imagine that you have been attacking universities in this country because of their DEI, yet you want to go ahead and bring other people from other countries to bring diversity in because they have better talent. But these are also the same people that you are not continuing their visas. The same people that you're going to their visa hearings or their court hearings and then putting them into a detention camp. I'm confused. Because how is it that you do that? You want the talent from other countries, which would make it diversity, equity, and inclusion, because you're including other countries. You're making it diverse because you have other countries. And now you are giving them the opportunity to work on the same shit that Americans do. Yet you're saying that Americans don't have the capabilities of doing these things themselves. So you have to bring in the diversity and the diverse cultures that have the ability to do these things. So why did you want to get rid of DEI? Why would you want to get rid of DEI? And that's the thing, it's just like MAGA will be loud as hell, but then when you start asking them the real fucking questions, get awfully quiet. MAGA gets awfully quiet. What do you got to say, Jose? My man is on that Trump phone right now. I ain't having none of that shit here. Come on, bro. What nonsense is this? The problem with a lot of y'all MAGAs is the fact that y'all don't know the difference between affirmative action and DEI. That's one of the first things to do that. That's one of the first things. That y'all don't know the difference between affirmative action and DEI. That's one of the main problems that we have with MAGA right now. That y'all come up with these stupid ass facts when y'all can't differentiate what affirmative action is and what DEIA is. That alone brings so much confusion for MAGA, and it brings them to such a stupid fucking visualization of not knowing what's going on. Because the thing is they don't understand the difference between those two different policies and changes and how those affected the community. So MAGA thinks that affirmative action, I don't know what the fuck they think affirmative action is. I really don't, because they think it's DEI. So I could only imagine what a fucking MAGA thinks affirmative action was, because that's what they think DEI is. But then white women were the ones that took the most advantage of DEI because they were being able to be included in the same rooms as people because of it. Because that's the only understanding it is. Because it's just like you have these things here and you don't have anything there. It's just like you don't have the ability to know which is which. So then you make up lies and you listen to the stupidity that is given to you. Because the stupidity being given is basically like, oh, you are a DEI hire, right? So you're a DEI hire. No corporation, if you're a business owner, which MAGA, most of y'all aren't, but if you are a business owner, you're not going to hire somebody just because of their skin. because of how they look. You're going to hire them because they're actually qualified and will help your business grow, be more efficient, or be more productive. You're not going to hire somebody that doesn't know how to do the fucking job just because they're a person of color. You're not going to supposedly get a tax break, which nobody can tell me what law that is, that shows that you get a fucking tax break by hiring these minorities. I was just like, see, here we go. Like I said, a person that doesn't know the fucking difference. Because the thing is imagine imagine your Google, right? Your Google. You got this coding job that opens up, right? They're going to hire me because, you know, I'm brown, but I don't know how to code. Instead of a white person that knows how to code, but they're white. How stupid do you fucking sound? Like, how stupid do you really sound? Nobody's going to hire a person just because of their color of skin. They have to know what the fucking job is. They need to know how to fucking code. You're not just going to hire somebody. It was just like, hey, can I make it diverse? Yes, because if that black person can do the same thing that that white person can do, but I can bring some diversity, that means you have the same qualifications. That means that off of merit, you're at the same level. So meaning that you didn't actually get skipped over. You had the same qualifications. They just wanted some diversity. So literally you didn't get beat out of the job because of the skin color. You had the same qualifications. It was just like, but you lost the job to somebody of color with qualifications, meaning that you lost the job because of your lack of merit. It wasn't because of their skin. You lost the job to somebody else because their resume or their shit looked better. See, and stuff like this happens. Case in point. Case in point where things like this happen. I was like, there shouldn't be a need for you to have to hide names or the gender of somebody. It should just be if you actually have good hiring practices and you actually go off of merit, that you should be able to see somebody's resume, see that, hey, they fit the qualifications. Now what I'm gonna do is when I interview them is to see if they're a good fit personality wise. That should be what the interview is for. It shouldn't be to ask more questions, because if you made it that far, it should be that your qualifications make you go into the next round. But now I have to see what your individual aspects are so that I can see, are you a self-starter? Are you a self-worker? Are you team-oriented? Are you a person that likes to work on their own? Do you need a lot of supervision? Do you not see a lot of supervision? That's a whole different thing. But if that's the case, then that you don't want to be it on, you know, you just want to see their personality, why isn't this shit done over the phone? You don't have to FaceTime. You don't have that. That's just technology that got inserted now. You can do an interview over the phone, and if you don't like the way they sound, then you'd be like, you know what? I don't think this person's a good fit. Never seen them. David, you look like you were part of DEI. Sorry. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like you're part of DEI. You are trying to be the diverse and include yourself into this conversation because you wouldn't be in this conversation. See how I did that with DEI? Is that not DEI? So right now, David is taking advantage of DEI because I'm allowing I'm allowing the equity for everybody to talk, and I'm including him even though he doesn't agree with what I'm saying. And I'm giving the accessibility for him to continue to talk without muting him, without blocking him. So isn't he DEI? True fairness would mean that you don't hire your fucking friend's daughter to the job because it's your friend's daughter. That would be true fairness. That's not a Democrat approved racial advantage system. Donald Trump's daughter worked in the media, never having any background in it. Shit. If that was a Democratic approved racial advantage, how come it is that there's no merit in this administration? Because the thing is if you want to go off of merit, that means that you would pick people that actually have done the job or know what they're doing previously. Because according to Republicans and MAGA, it's based off merit and not DEI. So if that were the case, why would you pick Pete Hegseth, a person that never even got a fucking star while in the military? Why would you pick Caroline Levitt to be the press secretary when she's never done any kind of fucking speaking to anybody besides being mad at questions that don't even involve her? Why would you pick that dumbass fucking economy fucking labor secretary when he can't even fucking speak correctly and stutters every time they ask him a question? Please explain, David. Don't leave now, David. I'm having a conversation with you now. Let's talk about that fairness. Oh, Linda, listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Linda, listen. Before I WWE you and fucking suplex you through a fucking table, please tell me what you had to do with the education system. No, Linda. Please tell me what RFK knows about fucking medicine. Linda, how you picked RFK to be the head of, and you had Dr. Oz. Are we talking about the same merit, or are you running away from this merit conversation? Because he hasn't said nothing since, huh? Notice how quiet he got? All of a sudden, he don't know what the fuck he talking about. All of a sudden, it's just like, you came into the wrong room, my dude. You could get away with that with somebody, some of these other content creators that don't know what the fuck to talk about or don't know how to respond to this shit. But I know how to respond to all your stupidity. All that stupidity. So don't come in here with y'all merit-based bullshit when y'all can't even support the merit-based bullshit off of this administration. You mean to tell me the dude that sounds like a fucking 1980s fucking cigarette commercial, RFK, is the one that's trying to advise you on medicinal stuff? Mind you this. Imagine this. Imagine being part of an administration that tells you you can't have abortions even though you may pass away from them, but they want to make sure you're having more kids. Oh, Mr. Bug-Eye Sid? You want to talk about Bug-Eyed Patel? Bug-Eyed Patel. Mr. I'm surprised at everything all the time. Patel. That one? That one. That man's surprised at anything you tell him. For real? What the fuck? You can't surprise that man with shit. That man knows everything. He's just like, I'm always surprised. What the fuck is wrong with this dude? I was just like, imagine that you put Kash Patel as the FBI director, and then what happened to the other one? Remember the other one that was the podcaster? That man was so out of his fucking realm that he's just faded away from existence. What happened? Something B-O-N-G something, I don't know. What happened to him? Wasn't he part of this administration's FBI director? He was the assistant FBI director. I haven't seen him assisting in shit. Bongino, there we go. Where the fuck he at? Y'all forgot about it. Yo, Rock, you forgot about him, huh? You forgot he was there. You forgot the man existed. It was like, I know I seen two of them. And it was just like, all I see is Bug-Eyed Patel now. I haven't seen Bongino. What happened to him? Is he still around? You know what happened to that dude? You know what happened with Bongino? I think he probably saw the fucking Epstein files and he saw how deep the fucking hole went and he lost it. That's my assumption. He saw how deep the rabbit hole went and he was just like, what the fuck? And you haven't seen him since. Because remember, he was the same one that was talking all this shit about the Epstein files. It was like, it's funny. You picked the person that was talking about the Epstein files so much that he saw the Epstein files and you never heard of him again. Where's he at? It's like you start noticing that all these people that this administration hired is starting to realize, like, fuck, we gonna go to jail for this. Some motherfuckers is just like backing away, like, yo, I ain't had nothing to do with this shit. Remember how bold Tom Homan was? We're gonna go to cities and we're gonna enforce all this shit and we're gonna get all the criminals. And where he been at? The border security dude. What happened to him? That man disappeared out the limelight too. Yeah, they heard about that 50K bag and he was just like, I'm gonna keep quiet now. You know what? Immigrants ain't that bad. My man said, immigrants ain't that bad right now. You know what? This 50K bag, immigrants should stay. I believe they do need due process. My man changed his whole fucking singing tune after that shit. I was just like, come on, man. I was like, Mac just been lying about all this shit, man. And then the Epstein files is another thing. Man, fuck Elon Musk. Fuck Elon Musk. That's all I gotta say to that. Because of his piece of shit ass we in, a lot of the shit we in right now. fuck Elon Musk. Elon Musk came in, stole a whole bunch of fucking information, didn't save no fucking money, gave himself his own contracts, started firing people that didn't need firing, started putting institutional shit that wasn't needed, like, hey, I need you to send an email stating the 5 things you did this week. And now he's talking about he wants to be a trillionaire. Bro, nobody's buying your cars. Damn, David, look, David ran that whole conversation about DEI just to pop up again because I said Elon Musk. How you ran for the past 15 minutes listening and didn't have any answer, but now all of a sudden you think you're going to talk about, yeah, I'm calling you out. This ain't the place, bro. You came to the wrong place. What you thought? I was just going to let you slide? That's what you thought, huh? You must have been in those other fucking Democrat fucking things. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a fucking American citizen that believes America should be great. I do believe in America being great. I don't believe in letting y'all bullshit y'all way out of fucking answering questions because y'all don't want to answer. I don't believe that shit. Y'all want to run and y'all want to run your mouths with just bullshit and nonsense. And then all of a sudden when you get called out on it, you want to act like, oh shit, you're surprised. Maybe in other channels, they'll just let you slide. Not here. You wanted to talk all that hot shit about DEI. And then I explained how you were DEI. And then all of a sudden, what the fuck is this one talking about? Why is it that y'all always come from left field and it's just like y'all don't know what's happening in the conversation, but then all of a sudden you want to open your mouth? It's funny because when all they do is laugh, you could just tell. It's just like they laughing. They laughing because they know it's just like, shit, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm going to just laugh and agree with him so he can leave me alone. Oh, LaGriff, you got to make sure to tag him. My bad, LaGriff. I ain't mean to do that to you then. My bad. You gotta add him or something, don't. If you put statements in there, I read them and I think you're talking to me. And I just anybody can catch it. My bad. But that's what it is. It's just like that's how MAGA gets away with the shit. Shit, I'm leaving now. That's what they be doing. Damn, he caught me. Oh shit, he remembers me. I was like, bro, I ain't gonna remember. I'm not gonna forget some dumbass fucking statements. Like some of y'all come in here with some of the dumbest statements possible, and then y'all think that I don't pay attention to them. Yeah, ain't nobody catch that. Oh shit, he caught it. I'm just like, that's what they think. That's what they always think. They always come in and say a statement. I was like, no, just because I don't announce your dumbass statement when you say it, don't mean I'm not paying attention. I'm reading everything. The thing is I'm waiting for you to contradict yourself so then I can call you out on your stupidity. Because then I don't even have to say anything. All I got to show is your different statements and how quiet you got when you actually could have had the conversation about it, but you chose to not speak. Whose fault is that? That's not my fault. That's your problem because you swore up and down it was a Democratic policy, but then when I started talking about every single DEI or merit hire, as you like to put, you had nothing to say. All of a sudden, I said Elon Musk, and he was like, he's the best man. I was just like, that's another one. You gave person to have that ability to do that. And then you got idiots like this. You have the audacity to say that somebody's a Democrat, which I haven't claimed to be, but they're clearly not on the side of common sense. But here you are on the side of a person that decided to give another country $40 billion before he made sure the people in his country were fed. And you want to talk about common sense. What side are you on? Let me guess. Independent. You one of those, right? You one of those? No, I just know he's an independent. Because the thing is, he's gonna be like, I'm an independent that voted for Trump. Right? Remember, that's part of the stupidity tree. That's the second branch to the stupidity tree. Is that what it is? Because he's not answering. It's funny because people be having such quick ass fingers to talk nonsense, but then when you call them out, they become shit fingers. I was like, they fingers start sliding all over the keyboard and they can't type. What is that? See, and it's always this. I'm the immoral one. Democrats are the immoral ones, but all the Republicans are the ones that are being caught on the Epstein list. Didn't they just receive? Imagine, yeah, put it like this. You know how we know the Epstein files is real? This is one thing that MAGA doesn't want to talk about, and they haven't highlighted or spoken about, right? How is it that you a prince in England and you got stripped of your fucking titles? Yeah, you ain't hear about that? You're gonna act like you didn't hear about that, right, MAGA? You didn't hear about that. The Prince of England got his titles fucking stripped because of his associations with Epstein. You know what that is? That you are fucking royalty, and royalty says, yo, you can't hold this fucking name no more because of your fucking things that you were in there. So that only means that if you were in there and Trump was in there, y'all were doing the same shit. You not gonna tell me that what? Donald Trump was the informant? How you trying to be a realtor and can't even do anything else? how you trying to be a realtor and can't even make a fucking complete sentence? Oh my God, look, y'all. Look. They're coming in. It was just like he wants to be included so bad that he has to be in all caps. MAGA won't even pay attention to him. He has to be in all caps. Has to be in all caps to matter. It was like it's always somebody that's a realtor or some shit that supposedly knows things because he sells a couple of houses and he thinks he makes a lot of money doing it, that he thinks he's a big shot. That's the thing. That's the funniest thing about it. He's like, oh, I'm a realtor. I sell houses. I was like, so that makes me think I'm better than everyone. Bitch, you still selling houses. Did you forget that part? Did you forget that you still have to sell the houses? So you so successful that you still have to sell houses. Sounds like you're still working on it, bro. Sounds like you haven't made it to where you thought you was. That's crazy. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Crazy. You're crazy. So big and bad. Cause I'm gonna put it in my name so that people know I sell houses. But I don't even have a following. So I probably just sold like 3 houses and I thought it was hot shit because they were nice houses. And it's just like, bro, you that good of a real estate agent that you don't even got over 10,000 followers? Who's buying your shit? Are you buying it yourself and renting it out? Because that's not real estate, bro. That's not how it works. I'm just saying. Crazy. It was like, it's funny because they come in here thinking, I was just like, bro, that shit works on y'all little bitch ass MAGA fucking lives, where y'all can continue to talk all the nonsense and nobody talks back. The problem is that when you actually have a conversation or try to have a discussion with somebody that knows what they're talking about, David, I'm gonna do me a favor, David. You see this David right here? You see this David right here? David, do me a favor and just shut the fuck up. Do me that solid. Do us all that solid. Just shut the fuck up. Cause you ain't have nothing to say about your DEI fucking tactics. Now all of a sudden you got all these fucking statements. Do me a favor. Just shut the fuck up. What's up, Ark? It's just like, what's up, dog? I was like, it's funny. It's funny because all of a sudden you got all these conversations. All these conversations always come out when it's just like they have something to say. But then when you actually want to talk to them about the shit that they said, all of a sudden they get quiet. All of a sudden they busy at work. All of a sudden their wife told them to get off the phone. All of a sudden their kids need something. Look at this one. Look at this. This is what I love about Republicans. That if you have to continue to ask people what a woman is, you're just letting us know you don't get laid, my brother. My brother, go get laid. If you have to keep asking what a woman is, it's because you never seen what it looks like. It's okay, my dude. You just calling yourself out. We already understand that. MAGA is always asking that because they're always on Grindr. That's why we know you don't know what a woman is. Because y'all always shutting down Grindr. So that's why y'all always run into places just like, explain what a woman is. It was just like, if you seen what a vagina actually looked like, you wouldn't be asking these questions. All you see is shit swinging in front of your face all the time. That's why you don't know what a fucking woman is. Like, come on, dude. We tired of y'all. People get laid around here. We ain't y'all. I just said a vagina that you haven't seen. And look, you took it as I still haven't answered. Does that not explain what I just said? I just said a vagina. And you still talking about I still haven't answered. That alone explains everything everybody else in this chat already knew. That's you know what it is. I understand it now. It's the fact that they're not getting the answer they think it is. That's what it is. That's why they keep on asking. Because when you tell them, oh, look, it's what a vagina looks like, they be like, what's that? I don't know what that is. See how quiet he got? See how quiet he got? Seen how quiet he got. Ain't typing in caps lock now, ain't you? My man lost the caps lock. My man lost the keyboard. His phone died probably. He got to go charge it, y'all. He'll be back. He got to go charge his phone. Don't worry about it. He got to. Oh, David's back. Look, David even made a statement before he did. Ain't that crazy? And David makes statements all the time when it doesn't matter. That's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. You see how easy it is to tell these people apart? Like, it's not that difficult to deal with MAGA, y'all. It really isn't. You just got to call them out on their stupidity. Just call them out on it, and they start going, and they start, oh my God, he's making fun of me. I'm a fucking snowflake. I've had it wrong the whole time. Always with the
emotional damage.
Nah, bro, I don't do that to y'all. Y'all do that to yourselves. Y'all do that to yourselves. And it's funny because the thing is you'll have them. It's like they come in droves. It's like you know when you're playing a video game and shit, and you got to go through the levels of bosses. It's like you'll have one of them come in, and they're like the weak ass thing. So it's just like they come out and say something stupid, and I roast them, and then they be like, "All right, bro, I gotta tell you when this dude isn't. He knows his shit. All right, let me go try. What's a woman? And then you roast them, and then they'd be like, but Biden. And it was just like, what's the boss? It was like, bring your boss in here, bro. I'm tired of y'all. Like, I'm tired of y'all low level bots. Like, what the fuck? Where's the boss, MAGA? I want to talk to MAGA boss. That's what I want to talk to. I'm done talking to these fucking low level bots, man. See, look, these low level bots. That's what y'all are. Low level bots that y'all can't. Y'all waiting for y'all boss. What is he busy right now? Is he at work? Is his wife not letting him use his phone? Is that it? I'm just saying, because y'all come up with the dumbest shit, and it's just like, still lying. Bro, that dude's a fucking idiot. See, look. David, we already gave you enough DEI, okay? Go somewhere else. We don't even want to include you in here anymore. We really don't. We ran out of inclusivity for you. Because you are beyond, like it's the level of... It's just like... I'm just like, man, these people come up with such stupidity sometimes that it's like, yo, where do you come up with this stuff? Vegas just blocked them. You ain't have to block him. You ain't have to block David Vegas. David was dumb, but he was okay. He was just dumb. He just thought he could get away with it. I was like, if they ain't that dumb, but if you blocked them, you blocked them. I don't give a shit. It's just like the stupidity that these people have. They always come up with something. There's always something with these people. There's always some sort of information that they saw, some craziness, and it's like y'all just be lying. But that's the truth though. They do be grifting because that's the thing. That's what they real. The thing is that when they see somebody else has a bunch of people in their thing, they think that if they jump up, they'll be able to get some money off of it. The thing is here, I don't ask for fucking gifts. All I ask people to do is send me a heart me and like the stream. I don't ask for gifts. I don't want the gifts. If you want a gift, that's on you. I can't stop you. All I ask for is give me a heart, the heart me, so that it pushes it out to more people, and like the stream. That's it. A lot of these people go and grift into Democratic chats is because they see that if they go into a Democratic chat being that ignorant ass MAGA, if they get to go on and they get into the box, they're gonna have ignorant ass MAGA show up, and ignorant ass MAGA will always give them money. So they just trying to grift. I don't do that here. Yeah, I see that if a person gets too stupid, I just cut them off. I ain't wasting my fucking time. I was just like, my time is more important to me than fucking having a dumbass person get the limelight talking nonsense for no reason. Like, I was just like, unless y'all gifting me fucking galaxies all the fucking time, I ain't making money off this shit. But I'm telling you real shit, and I'm calling them out on the bullshit. That's why I say, if you want to help me out, heart me's, because that pushes it out to TikTok saying, oh, you got more people on your team, and fucking like the stream. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to do nothing of that other shit. I call these people out willingly with no fucking problem. Because the thing is you can see, like, look at all the stuff I've been saying. And look, my stream doesn't get the thousands of people that everybody else does. You see other people there. Why? Because TikTok loves people that just keep on giving and getting donations because they make money off of it. I'm not making money off of this shit. If I had this amount of people on my YouTube channel, which I'm live on too, I would just like say, where am I from? I'm from New York City. I'm from New York. I'm a New Yorker. But that's the thing. It's just like that's the whole thing of getting into like politics. That's what I studied. That's what I got my master's in. It's not about fucking making money for the shit. It's about actually doing shit the right way, helping people and taking care of people. That's the whole thing. That's the same thing I do with fucking veterans. It's the same thing. I don't ask for money from veterans when I help them with their questions, or they have disability issues, or they have entitlement issues, or the dependent needs help with something. I don't ask for that shit. I don't ask for none of that shit. Thank you, Tish. Tish is on YouTube right now. She switched over. I seen you. I'm just like, I don't ask for none of that shit. It's just it's the right thing to do to just be nice and help people. That's it. That's all you gotta fucking do. That's it. It's just like you just calling out the stupidity, because the thing is some people have the ability to do the same thing I do, but they don't have the resources. So I have the resources, I have the ability to speak, I have the setup, I have that stuff. So I use it to benefit people around me. That's it. I'm not using this to. It was like, if I wanted to, I could start charging people for all the shit I do for veterans. You know how many people I've helped with their disability claims and I haven't asked them for anything? Shit, I did one consultation, which I was gonna charge, and then I was like, nah, it's for free. And she was like, nah, I'm paying you. She was just like, hey, like I said, if people want to donate, I can't stop you from donating, but I'm not gonna ask you to donate. That's not something you want to do. If you want to donate, it's because you rock with me and you feel like, you know what, I want to give them a donation. And that's it. Besides that, or heart me, like the stream. Because if you do those two things, this stream gets pushed out to more people. I get more stupid ass MAGA to come in here. I get more people to roast. And I get more people to understand that the way to deal with these people is by calling them out on their bullshit. You got to explain how it is. And sometimes you got to explain it to them in a manner that they're not going to understand, but you will, because you have intellect. You have the knowledge to understand the stuff. Some of these people don't understand that shit. Some of these people don't know it at all. But I have the capabilities of being here. I'm a United States veteran. I've been into service. I did my time. I served my country. I got my fucking master's degree in public administration because I wanted to be able to make change. And the only way you make change is by educating those around you on how change is made and what needs to be done to make that change. If I'm not educating, I'm not teaching people how to deal with these people and doing that stuff, it's just like, see, you always got somebody like this. You always have a hater, and it's just like, it's okay. It was just like, you can come in here. Oh, this must be the MAGA boss. What up, Jay? What's good, my brother? See, I served with Jay. That's one of the people I actually served with. Jay, I served with. So if you go into my bio, in my bio, there's a link tree. In the link tree, there's two links. There's the Veteran Awareness YouTube page, which is the page that I have my workshops and I help veterans out. And then the second one is Cruise Talks. The one that it's my first page, the Veterans Awareness page, I'm approaching, I think it's like 6,300 followers on that one. On this one, the Cruise Talks one, I only got like about 50 something people. Because this one I started that one second when TikTok started banning me and muting me for talking too real. So I started making it and doing it on YouTube so that I'm doing it at the same time. So that in case somebody starts reporting me and gets mad at me, people could just go over to YouTube and I can keep on having a conversation. So that's why I started that one. The first link, though, that one is for veterans. So if you're a veteran and you need any kind of assistance with your disabilities and stuff like that, I do workshops every first of the month, every first Sunday of the month, 12 p.m. That's when I do my workshops. I do pop-up streams here and there, and those are just like Q&A if people just got questions and stuff, or if I'm working on the website to help veterans, and that's it. I was just like, you got to help people and stuff like that. But MAGA just wants to grift on shit and they want to come in and be like, oh, you're not educated. You're wasting your degree. But then most of these people never had a degree. Most of these people never did research. Most of these people never got the ability to learn to do things. And that's why they're in the positions they're in right now. That's why they're the ones that they're going to believe they're going to get a $5,000 dose check. The same ones that are going to believe that they're going to get a $2,000 fucking insurance check. The same ones that think a fucking 50-year mortgage is actually a good fucking thing. That's how you know the difference between educated and not. That's the big thing with it. That's how you understand the education level of people. I was like, you come across those people because these people come in and all they want to do is they try to downplay your achievements to try to make it seem like their achievements are better. Appreciate you, Jay. That's what it is. Your achievements will always outshine these people's fucking achievements. The thing is in order for them to feel better, they have to downplay what you are doing. Like, look at that dude that came in. Well, you're wasting that degree. I'm wasting that degree by what? By actually being educated on how policy is written, how fucking amendments are written, how fucking government works. I was just like, I educated myself to fucking understand that so that way, when these fucking politicians try to lie, I know that they're full of shit. But a person that has no idea how the government works, that doesn't have any civics background, is gonna eat it all up like MAGA does. The MAGA just continues to eat up all the bullshit that they're told, and then they just regurgitate it without even understanding and knowing that it's a fucking lie. You said I'm 100% the person who said you're wasting it that probably never even finished high school. Yeah, and that's what it was just like I got a master's degree in this. It was just like I had to study, I had to research, I had to put papers together. I had to do this shit to understand the stuff. That's how come I have these discussions, and that's why when MAGA tries to come up with some bullshit, I know what they're saying because why? I spent the time learning the stuff. I spent the time researching the stuff. I had to actually look at peer-reviewed documents, not just fucking Fox News bullshit. You look at reviewed documents, you look at stats, you look at surveys that were already committed, produced, done, fucking analyzed, and you use that as your information. That's why when you start hearing me, I tell you, I'm gonna go to congress.gov and I'm gonna look at the fucking document. I'm not gonna go off of a Democratic person is saying, like, look, most of the people saying right now, oh my God, there's part of the bill says that they're gonna get rid of marijuana in 2026. I didn't see that. But the thing is in this day and age, it's easier just for you to get clicks because MAGA's just gonna pay attention to the clicks. MAGA is going to pay attention to those key words. So when I say this person got hired because of DEI, they already pissed off because they think the person's unqualified without understanding what DEI is. And then they're just going to assume it's a black person when that's what affirmative action was for. So they know nothing what they speak of. So it's just easy to break it down, and that's what people need to understand. It was like these people come up with just lies and stupidity all the fucking time because it's easier for them to portray it to somebody. If you say something stupid to somebody stupid, they don't know you're saying something stupid. Just try it. Look, I'll tell you. That's all I got to tell you. Try it. Say something stupid to somebody stupid and see if they're gonna contradict you. Just go ahead and try it. The next person that you know is a fucking idiot. Tell them some stupid shit and they're gonna be like, damn, that's crazy. I didn't know that shit worked like that. But then if you smart and you say something smart to them, they're gonna be like, I don't know, I can't believe that. When you smart and you tell somebody that they do, I need you to prove it. But if you tell them some dumbass shit, you can find some dumbass fucking statement or some dumbass fact, and they'll be like, damn, that's a cool ass fact. But if you tell them, you know that when you vote, you only vote for your constituents, they'll be like, that's not how it works. Like in Kentucky, they thought they were voting for fucking New York. If you don't get your dumbass fucking out of here, man. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, political? You have fucking people in Kentucky thinking that they can vote for the fucking mayor of New York City. Tell somebody stupid something stupid. Tell stupid people that fucking Zoran Mamdani is a fucking democratic communist socialist. And these motherfuckers line up crazy just to be ignorant. And then tell them the difference. Oh, Zoran Mamdani is actually trying to make your rent cost effective for the city of New York. They'd be like, that don't sound good. That don't sound good at all. Making it cost effective? That don't sound like I want to live in New York City. Like, you dumb fuck. It's just like, it's like, how dare he open up housing for people? Fuck is wrong with this guy? They should all work for their fucking wages. They should all work for their apartments. Like, do you know how much a fucking apartment goes for in New York City? They can buy your fucking house over a couple of times in that 50-year fucking mortgage you plan to get. Oh, did you hear the new one too? That they're also proposing to have 15-year car loans? 15-year car loans. 1-5 car loans. You heard me, Sagi. 1-5. So you gonna get you gonna get a 15-year car loan for a car that's not gonna last 4 years. Now, if you tell me you were selling me a fucking 1989 Honda Civic, I'll take a 15-year loan on that shit. With the quickness. Any 1980 Honda, and you told me I was gonna get a 15-year loan on it, sign me up. But a 15-year loan now for a 2025, you got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. Them Camrys, man, anything Toyota, Honda in the 80s and 90s, those cars still work. Shit. I got a 2004 Honda Pilot sitting out there. That shit got like 200, I don't know how many fucking miles. I just have it as a secondary car and to move shit. Literally, when it's like DIY shit in the house, that's what the car's there for. And that shit is still running, and it's a 2004. I would have paid off my fucking loan 6 years ago. You know what the fuck that is? Bro, that yo, people. The thing is people is gonna be stupid enough to do it, but it's MAGA that thinks that's a good idea. You know why? Because the thing is what they want to do is that they want to make people think they can afford to buy a home. That's all it is. They want it to be so that people think. You see all these millennials, all these this generation, all the young people, all these 20-year-olds that are like, I've always wanted to buy a home. They can't buy a home with a 30-year mortgage because the prices is fucking outrageous. But when the fucking price in payment drops to damn half of what they would pay now, that seems kind of fucking, it does sound good. I'm not gonna lie. See, look, and that's the math right there. And Sid, yes, you right, Tish. But the thing is interest rate ain't even 5 right now. You pay 1.2 million. Yes, exactly. That's the thing. You would pay 1.2 million, and then the thing is the house wouldn't even have a valuation of close to 1.2 by that time. Your house is probably only going to be worth like 600,000 by then. So your shit is probably going to be worth how much half of what you actually paid in its entirety for the house. That's all it is. That's the easy way of doing it. Exactly. And people just don't. Home ownership, replacing shit, getting new gutters, getting new windows, getting new insulation, getting a new fucking refrigerator, a new stove, a new microwave, new countertops, new laminated floors, new water softener, new water heater. That's not including none of that. And then mind you, remember, the payment for the house is going to be cheaper. The payment for the house is going to be cheaper. But your insurance is going up. So your home insurance is going to go up. Your health insurance is going to go up. And you're still going to get paid the same. But sign up for that 50-year mortgage. Because you're winning. These fucking dumbasses, I swear, man. Well, you just gotta. Yeah. Sid, I don't want you. You hurt their brain with the last statement. You want to lower it to 200,000. You just hurting their brain. Even I know it's the same math, but you notice how none of them said anything after you put the first statement. You ain't notice that? You notice how it was no MAGA said anything when you made that statement. You ain't catch that? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was just like their minds were blown with the first equation. You making it simpler for them, and they still gonna be stuck on stupid. So that's why I was just like, that's why I pay attention to stuff. Hear me out. Maybe the Republicans are trying to force a recession for bailout money. Oh no, that's obvious. That's obvious. How do you think it happened in 2008? It's the same shit. You don't put extra fucking $4.5 trillion into the national debt without considering the fact that you're planning to spend another $4.5 trillion. So people don't realize it's just like this is just slowly happening. And that's why if you have a house, they're gonna make it crash. And the thing is if you can't afford to pay health care, you can't afford to pay your car, you can't pay your mortgage, what's gonna happen? A lot of people are gonna sell their homes because they can't make those payments. They're going to sell that home because they're not going to be able to refinance that home. Since they're not going to be able to refinance that home, now you're going to sell that home, and then you're going to have to get yourself into a 50-year mortgage because of the fact that you couldn't afford to pay for the other one. My mind thinks in like 8 steps ahead. That's the problem I have. My mind thinks in different ways. I think ahead a lot, and that's all it is. You do it that way because then that's the thing. Now you can force people to basically not own their stuff because you got to think about it. A 50-year mortgage, that means that, and remember, life expectancy in the United States is what? Life expectancy in the United States is what, 74 years? 74 years old? 73. So 73, right? Okay. So you mean to tell me somebody's buying a house at 23 years old? To just keep paying the minimum payments and pay their house off like that? You see what I'm saying, Doctor? You see what I'm saying, Dr. Thomas? So you mean to tell me I'm gonna go into you're only supposed to live till 73, but you want me to get a 50-year mortgage. So you telling me that in order for me to be able to successfully pay this whole thing off, I have to be basically 23 years old when I purchase my first home. So basically, I have to be able to keep a good bill of health, be able to take. We buy houses in middle school now. Yeah, shit. The fuck? You haven't yet? Your kids don't own 3 houses yet? You slacking, bro. You need to catch up with the times, bro. And today's times not likely. Exactly. So literally, that takes away one of the foundational things of having the ability for you as a homeowner with a future generation to pass a home down to. I ain't think of that part, huh? Yeah, y'all didn't see that part, did y'all? Oh no, it's not. It's not even that you can find homes for 200,000. You can find places because places in the middle. Ain't nobody said it was a nice home. Yep. Here we go. Here's a person that can't do math. It was just like you got to remember though. Most of those states that have higher homes literally are in democratic states that have higher minimum wages. So the minimum wage is basically accounting for that and raising the prices also because they basically can understand you can live and pay for that. If you look in a place like fucking Alabama that has $7.25, look at the fucking cost of homes there and you will see a fucking home that is fucking massive for the same price as the lowest house in one of these blue democratic states, and then you will see the difference. But no, go ahead. I'm not. I don't. I don't care about these people doing this stuff because the thing is they can say I don't know what I'm talking about, but the thing is the math that Sid basically put was plain and simple. Put it at a certain house at 5% over a 50-year mortgage, and they were paying $1.2 million for that home, which was not worth $1.2 million. So if you can't do simple math, that's the biggest issue there. It was like you can find homes for the thing is y'all thinking that I'm talking about fucking mansions. Go to New York City and try to find something for 200,000. You can't even get an apartment. You can't even get a closet of an apartment in New York City for 200,000. But if you go into the middle of nowhere that it's fucking poor as shit, they don't have anything, you will find a $200,000 house. Yeah, it might need some fixing up, but instead of paying that 500,000, now you got, if you had a budget of 500,000 and you spent 200 fucking thousand on the house, and now you have an extra 300,000 to actually fix it up. People are renting rooms for $400 and up. I don't know where you at, but that's cheap. You ain't finding that in New York City. You ain't finding that in blue states where the minimum wage is higher. If your minimum wage is still $7.25, you can probably afford a $400 room. But you ain't finding that in something that has a higher minimum wage than $7.25. And that's the thing. People can't afford it, but that's the thing. People are gonna get upset at the fact that it's just like, just like y'all can call me, y'all can say I'm full of shit all y'all want. Just do simple fucking math. It's simple fucking math. It's simple fucking arithmetic. No, that's what it is. That was just like a 50-year mortgage is not going to do anything for you. A 15-year car loan is not going to do nothing for you. The car isn't going to last amount. So the thing is what's going to happen is you're going to have somebody that gets a 15-year mortgage because they needed a car. Now, the fact is that that car is not going to have anywhere in value compared to the amount of interest and the payments that you're still going to be making. So when it comes to trying to trade it in, you're going to have to basically finalize that, even though you're not going to have a car, which is then going to put you in debt, or you're going to have to default on the loan, which means you're going to have a mark on your credit to basically fuck up your credit history, which would then mean that you are going to try to get another car with shit ass credit, which is going to add another interest payment, which is going to be even higher than before for the new car that you had to purchase because your other one ran out. Don't you love when I hit those topics that they get so upset out that they gotta crash out? Don't you love that? Don't you love when you start talking some real shit that they get mad and start crashing out before they even start? Nah, like I said, I got a 2004 Honda Pilot out there. That shit still run. It's beat the fuck up. That shit is old, but it still runs. But imagine me just finished paying that shit off 6 years ago. No, yeah, it's paid off. It's paid off. Of course, it's paid off. It's 2004. You imagine me still paying on the 2004? You imagine, yo, that's wild. That's wild to think of, though. It was like, I'm still paying on my 2009 Honda Pilot because of my 15-year loan. My last payment is in December. It was like, hi, how often do you come on here? I don't know. Whenever I get the time. Annie, whenever I get the time. And please, Annie, if you are trying to market me to join one of these TikTok creator program things, don't waste your time. I'm not joining none of those. Yeah, they don't make the quality anymore. So the thing is that they have to fuck up, and it entices you to fucking replace it. Because if it entices you to replace it, that means you are still in debt. If I make a car that you don't have to fucking replace, that means you're not buying another car. Why you think iPhone did what it did? When Apple decided that they were making their phone slower on purpose, they were doing that because they know, damn, this person's shit is acting slow. I need a new one. I can't be having no slow phone. Your phone was perfectly fine. They were just slowing it down on purpose because they knew you would go and buy it. And they doing that with everything now. Apple started all that shit. Apple started that. I blame Apple for all of that because before Apple started trying to nickel and dime people, everybody had quality shit that lasted. It was like, look at the era when we fucking grew up in, that our parents had those, you know, them big ass TVs, big ass TVs. Shit looked like a fucking movie theater in the living room, but it was like this big. Them shit still probably work. So that damn that Apple story's crazy. I realized it from the get. That's when I switched out of Apple. They've done it with everything. Everything now is more electronics and more electronics added, and the shit just ends up faulting. And it's just like have you seen like mechanics now, right? That is just like with a vehicle, it'll be like, oh, your headlight is out. And the motherfucker has to take out the whole inside just to get to the plug that connects the fucking. That's what this shit is right now. Everything is just excessive for no reason. And shit used to work a lot better before. But that's how I noticed with Apple. Apple did that because the last iPhone I had was an iPhone 4. What up, King? How you been, brother? I was just like, the last phone I had was an iPhone 4. iPhone 4. Them motherfuckers came out with the 4S. And I looked at it and I was just like, I had just got in the 4. I paid for it. And I was just like, the 4S came out 6 months later. And I'm just like, hold up. What the fuck is different? I just paid this one. Y'all telling me y'all got a new one 6 months later? What's different? Oh, it's the 4S. So hold on. You so there's nothing new? You got one extra megapixel on your on the camera now? One extra megapixel? You want me to buy a whole new phone for that shit? Nah, I'm good. I'll keep this one. It works fine. And then all of a sudden it was like the 5 came out 6 months later. It was just like, bro, you just had me basically buy a fucking, I got an S for the phone. That's it. And then it was just like, I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm going to fucking Samsung. I was like, Samsung hasn't, now Samsung is doing the same thing. Because remember, with Samsung would have their phones, and their phones they would throw out a phone like every other year or every year and a half. And iPhone, it was every 6 months you had a newest and latest version of the same shit. And Samsung was doing it every year and a half. Then remember, the worst part they gave to me was when iPhone decided that they were gonna, remember when they took away the headphone jack? Y'all remember? I know y'all do. If y'all got an iPhone, I know y'all remember when they took away the headphone jack. And then you had to buy a special piece to insert it into the regular phone to then connect your headphone again. I know y'all remember that. Because Bluetooth wasn't big back then yet. It was just starting. And I know y'all were doing that. So they nickel and dimed you to take away the earphone spot to make you buy another piece to connect to your phone to then connect the earphones. And after that, that's when I realized these motherfuckers just nickel and diming people because people are just going to buy it because it's Apple. And then what did the rest of the world realize? It was just like, if people can do this with Apple and these people always buy Samsung, we could do the same thing. Shit, if you always buy Sony headphones, we could do that with Sony headphones. We can come out with a newer version that's just slightly more crisper and charge an extra $100 for it and be like it's the newest thing. And what do people go and do? People go and buy it. Same thing with the cars. The cars for a while weren't having anything new. The biggest thing was just like, oh, blind side notification. Yeah, or a different color and exclusive. It's some shit. And it was just like the same fucking phone. And they just keep on doing that. Look at with cars. With cars, you didn't have so many fucking models. Look at Ford. Ford has the regular, they have the XLT, they have the limited, they have the platinum, they have the fucking sports edition. Like, bro, before y'all just had the same fucking car and it was just like, I want this, this, and this in it. Now you can't get this shit unless you pay for the higher tier. The fuck? It's the same fucking car. All I want is heated seats in the front. That's it. I'm not going a whole fucking $15,000 more because you want to have the trim that has the heated seats cost $15,000 more than the fucking regular model, which has everything the fucking other one has, but the heated seats ain't no $15,000. You see what I'm saying? So they started nickel and diming people. And then this shit runs out before your fucking loan does. Simple shit like that. And that's what people don't understand. But Mago be like, this is the best thing. This is the best thing they came out with. A 15-year loan, I'll be able to buy a new car. And never pay the shit off. Because imagine the effect that's going to have on people. You're purchasing a car for 15 years. The car only lasts like 6 or 7. You still got that debt. And if you don't pay it off, that's going to go to your credit report. And if it goes to your credit report, it's going to last at least 7 years on there. So literally, you still going to be having that on your credit report saying that you defaulted on a car payment and your car didn't get paid off. Buy a home for the price of 3. Yep. Buy a home for the price of 3 and not even be able to pass it down to your kids because you still haven't paid it off. That's the thing. They don't want they understand, because if people start understanding a home is the home is the American dream. And people don't understand that thing. People just be like, oh, they lie to you and be like, oh, the home isn't the home. Having a home is the American dream, because having the home allows you to pass down from generation to generation something that they don't have to worry about. The same way, look at these farmers. These farmers have had that for generations. Why? Because they've been able to pass it down. That land has been passed down, passed down, passed down in generations, and they continue to make money off of the same thing. It's the same thing with minorities and people of color. Buying too many fucking houses. They ain't like that shit. They ain't like you buying all these cheap ass houses. Why? Because that means you educated, you making more money, you're going to be able to pay off that home faster. So now, when you pass away, you can actually pass that home down to your kids. Now, you know what that means? That means that generation of kids ain't buying a fucking house. We don't like that. We need to keep your kids in debt too. We had your ass in debt, but we need the kids to stay in debt too. But if you passing that house down, that's one less group or another set of kids that ain't gonna be having another fucking 50-year fucking loan. And the more houses that get passed down, the less opportunity they have to keep those people struggling and don't allow that house to keep passed down for generations. Because if you keep on passing that house down for generations, that next generation already has a leg up from your generation because they didn't have to pay for the home. Now that extra money that you were paying for that, you can put to a savings plan. You can put that into investing. So now when your kids, when your grandkids have something, now you have money to invest in them a generation ahead, which you didn't have the ability to do for yourself because you were the one getting the home. See what I'm saying? It all works like that. What's up, Rosanna? That's how it works. That's how y'all gotta think. I gotta think for the future. I'm just like, we are older generation. I'm 40 years old. I got 3 daughters, but I'm making sure that they got houses, they got their education paid for, because that's something that I saw my parents work their asses off to provide for me. So I'm working my asses off so that they have it provided for and they don't have to worry about it. So that when they have kids, they're gonna have the ability to send them to school and not have to worry about it either. That's what it is. That's how you build that wealth. That's how that generation keeps on enhancing and keeps passing on. They don't want people to do that because that's their trick. That's how they maintain successful. That's how they maintain their power because they're able to do that. If I'm putting you in a 50-year loan where I know you're never going to pay that shit off on time, because remember, there's been wage stagnation since the 70s. And you think they're going to catch it up now? Come on now. That's why you got to think outside the box. These people don't want you to think outside the box. They want you to think in a way that you pay attention to that stuff, and that's how you got to do it. You got to pay attention to that. I was like, that's what it is. That's why they mad at all these people that bought these houses at lower fucking interest rate, because it's like, damn, these motherfuckers ain't paying shit extra. But if I get them for 50 years now, even if I give them a 2% interest rate, they paying for fucking 50 years. They still gonna pay more than what they actually owe by even more because it's 20 extra years of interest added. And then if you don't own your home, you can't do that. Yeah, they want you to stay in that box. They don't want you to have your own box. That's what they don't want you to have your own box. They want you to stay in their box. They want to control the box you're in. They don't want you to have your own box and make your own things. And that's what you got to do. You got to make sure that you're doing and making your own things. Because if you can make your own things, you can pass down a home. You can pass that down. Like I said, right now, for some people, y'all first-time homeowners. Your family never owned a home. But now that's something that you can have that you can pass down to your kids. Now they don't have to worry about a 500, 600, $700,000 house. It's already paid for. All they paying is property taxes. That's a big difference. They paying property taxes and insurance. You done already fixed up the house over the whole time, so everything is basically taken care of. They still gonna do maintenance, but it's still not a trouble that they have. Now, if you have all this ability to give your kids that leg up, that's a big thing that a lot of people in our generation didn't have. Our parents didn't have that leg up because a lot of our parents were going through the fucking struggle. A lot of our parents had to go through the discrimination. A lot of our parents had to fight to be able to get just the reasonable stuff and work twice as hard to get it. But now that you have the opportunity, you have to make sure that you are passing that along and passing it to the next generation so that your next generation can pass it to that generation. And then you just continue that. You got to remember, some of these families in this country got a 400-year head start. Just being honest with y'all, just telling y'all the truth. Some of them got a 400-year head start on us. And now they're trying to make it difficult for you to catch up because we're catching up too quick. We're moving fast. They don't like that. They don't like that. We moving fast. We accelerating way too fast, and they don't like that. Whenever the government starts doing shit like this, motherfuckers moving too fast. It's like, bro, y'all catching up. I can't have that shit. I need to show y'all that I got all the money. That's what it is. So let's put you into a position where it looks like you're doing good, but in actuality, I'm just slowing you down more. Because that's what you got to look at. If you get a 50-year loan on a home, you are just being slowed down for an extra 20 years of payments. Because that's an extra 20 years you could have invested that extra money somewhere else. 20 years in an investment portfolio when you're doubling every 7 years. That's at least almost 3 times you doubled your money in that investment. Like I said, it's all just helping people. So you just got to start thinking about your kids. If you got kids, that's it. You done. You done, bro. That's it. I had my first daughter. I was done. I already knew I was like done. I was like, yep, no longer about me. I had my time. I still have my fun. I still go out when I do with my wife and stuff like that. Still have fun, go on trips and do all that stuff. But everything you're doing is for your kids. Everything you're doing is for the next generation. You need to set that foundation to start the next generation of your kids. That's it. Just continue starting the generation for your kids. Make it so that they don't have to go through what you went through. And they don't have to even know what their grandparents went through. You make it, put it like this. You got to start thinking of being that person and be like, back in my day, that's who you are right now. That's who we need to become right now. That's who we need to become. We need to become though. Back in my day, I didn't have a cell phone. I played outside till the lights came on. And that's when I knew I had to get my ass home before I got my ass whooped. That was back in my day. Now you got phones and shit, but like, get your ass home. See, I'm already that person. You see, that's what it is. That's how we gotta appreciate that part and understand it now. Cause it's like once you get older, you understand. It's like, damn. Now I see when they hit me with this back in the day shit. Now I understand. It's just like you understand it now once you start getting older. It's just like back in my day, it was just like, yeah, because back in my day, we played Oregon Trail. My computer was a box. It was a box. That shit come full circle now. That shit come full circle now. My computer was a fucking box. It was like your computer now, you can fit it in your hand with a phone. No, my shit was a box. You wasn't moving that shit. You had what they called a floppy disk. That shit could only hold like half a song. And that's it. You couldn't even put a full album on the shit. I was like, and that's the thing. I was just like, it's dial-up internet. Oh man. I wish I could find some dial-up right now and be like, all right, kid, play on this. And be like, it's not loading. I was just like, well, that's the internet we got. Just like load up now. For your MP3, we have floppy. Exactly. And that's the thing. They're just like, they don't understand that. They won't understand that. But that's just like, you just got to explain it to these people and make them understand. Like, I was like, times have changed, but the same scenario isn't. There, time is flying. Because we went from floppy disk to fucking mini hard drives to fucking. Remember when you had when you were cool when you had the Walkman? Show a motherfucking kid a tape player today. They're gonna be like, what kind of fucking prehistoric shit is this? And be like, that's what I used to fucking record music on off the radio. I was like, you get to pick your songs on Spotify now. I had to hope they played it on the radio for me to get it. That's the type of old I am. That's the type of old I am. I had to record it off the radio because there was no way of me just picking, ooh, I want to hear this song right now. The anti-skip CD player, yep. Legendary. And now you got fucking cameras that can stabilize a fucking bumpy ass ride and you won't even know the difference. And here you are with an anti-skip CD because you can jump up once and your song kept on playing without a skip. Those some good times, man. Yup, them homemade mix CDs. Now you said I'm just telling the truth. It's the shit. That's the thing. But the thing is that's why I say, look at what has happened in that matter of time in our generation. So it's like, look at the time frame of what we've witnessed. We've witnessed all that. So imagine what the kids is gonna witness. That's what I'm saying. It's just like it's crazy to think about it, but it's just like, look at all the different technologies we witnessed while from birth till now. Look at all the technologies we've gone through. So imagine all the technologies the kids are gonna go through. We were here for it all. We've experienced it. We were the ground set or the trendsetters, the groundbreakers for most of this shit. They're just gonna be the next generation, but it's just you got to prepare them with some of the old stuff so that they're aware of the new stuff coming. That's it. Just keep them aware, but plan for it. Don't let this administration do it, and just keep on working to try to make shit better. That's the most you can do right now. Yeah, it's too much to keep up with, but that's the whole point. They want you to do it that way so that you don't dedicate yourself to the things that you should be doing. You got kids being split all over the place. It was just like, yeah, you can teach kids how to deal with taxes, how to deal with money, how to save money, how to invest with money. If you got kids, make a fucking custodial account. If you don't know what a custodial account is, it's you making a fucking stockbroking account with one of these entities and just put money into it weekly or monthly and just let it sit there till your kid turns 18 and then let them handle it. And 18 years of you investing into your kid will have a leg up that you didn't have, because that's going to be money that you never thought of having, you would have never thought to process, and your kid is going to have it. And that's what it is. Take care of the future. Learn the tricks of the trade. Learn the tricks that these people that are rich and wealthy do. It's the only way to compete with them. You're not going to compete by doing the same thing everybody else around you does. You got to learn what they do. You got to see what they do. You got to see what they do, even if it's a loophole. I was just like, hey, that's how they use that loophole. Let me see if I can use it. Oh, I don't have that much money to use it, a loophole, but they made it from somewhere. They didn't start. You got to think about it like this. These people did not start off as billionaires. Some of them started with millions, but they didn't end up as billionaires just because they ended up with billions. They started with millions somewhere and they started using the system, starting and passing it down. It was like there's no way that people have the same last name and they've been continuing to have money, and it's not because they do nothing. So you got to pay attention to that. These people, when you start seeing the same name and it's always passed down and passed down and passed down, it's because they're doing something that allows them to do that. But it's giving their next generation the ability to do more because they don't have to worry about what you were doing. Don't forget that. As always, y'all, I'm going to cut out. But as always, be good to one another. Take care of one another. Look out for one another. Love one another. Stay marvelous while doing it, y'all. I'm just Cruz. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope y'all do good. Have a good rest of y'all week. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Y'all, you have a good one.